Tingle, tingle, Kaloo Limpa! Previously on Let's Play Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
Oh, lovely. Look at this room. Oh, man. Smells like dirty wet wipes. We got ice arrows. Oh, man. Really? Is that all we got? Just watch them walk on water.
Oh, excuse me.
Howdy, guys. I'm Silent Senior 09, and we're back with more Let's Play Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. It is the final day. Yikes. We better get on the ball with this, shall we? Because otherwise we're going to run out of time, and that moon is going to, that's outside of this temple, is going to come crashing down. Crush all our hopes and dreams. Lay sad face. Anyhow, well, I think the last thing, just for a refresher, we got our boss, we actually picked up the boss key. So now we can go ahead and leave this place once again, and this is the only way we can exit because anywhere else will just take us in a circle. Now we can go ahead and get, well, we can burp, yeah, excuse me. We can actually exit the water, and we can visit that area that had the ladder. Let me try that again. Visit the area that had the ladder with the waterfall coming down. Yeah, right over there in the upper right hand, that screenshot right there. We're gonna go ahead and pay a visit to that area because that's our next destination. Just make sure that when you visit that area, the area with the ladder, oh geez, I almost missed that jump. Nice. That you don't forget to visit the room with that one silver choo-choo that had nothing in him. Because if you don't visit that room and actually turn the pipe thingy on, I should have made that more evident instead of talking about Rice Krispie treats. Man, now I'm hungry. Crap. Anyway. Otherwise, you won't be able to actually have the pipe pumping in water here, so that would be kind of a loss for you. For anyone that tries to, like, go in here and continue through the temple. But anyway, as you can see, clearly we can freeze waterfalls. Now that we have the power of ice, you know. Like fire and ice, flesh and blood. Just like that one song off of Poison. Anyway. Let's go ahead and head in here. As you can see, we want to go ahead and come over there, where that, it looks like this pump, the water that was pumping into the yellow pipe, or not, I don't care. I think we all have to do is come in here, I'm not sure. I'll know in a moment whenever I turn the switch, otherwise I may have missed a switch somewhere, but as you can see down there, clearly there is that lovely Desbreco guy again, so you want to probably be a little careful when you're in here. Because that little fart knocker is going to come after you as soon as he sees you hit the water, basically. You know, like Jaws. He's going to be like, Donna, 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 na 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 na. You know, he's just going to come after me like a little lame-o. Alright, so let's go ahead and push. Is it push? Yeah, of course. Just like the song. Ah, push it. Nice. Hopefully the water's pumping through. If for some reason the water is not pumping through and you push this lever-looking thing, then that means you missed that lever in the room with the one yellow choo-choo that's in the room before the compass. Like, if I could, I'd show you on the map, but I'm not 100% myself exactly where on the map you would look, because really all you see on the map is, let me go ahead and take care of this guy, because otherwise he's going to cause us some problems here. This lovely blue tech tyke, but I'll go ahead and let Tattle tell you about him.
Don't you know about blue tech tykes? We ran into them at Snowhead, you dumb butt!
Well, excuse me, princess. Jeez. I'll just try to help the audience out, but okay, fine, be that way. Alright, anyway. Oh, no, 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 no! Okay, you know what? We have options. Okay, so we're gonna try this again, hopefully without too much fail. I'm gonna go ahead and get regular arrows out. Sorry if I seem like I try to emphasize something and I like shout in your ear. I'm not trying to do that, guys. I was just looking up or reviewing my other past two videos of this, and I was noticing that I have this nasty tendency to slur my words a little bit. Again, going way back to not Lon Ranch, but Romani Ranch. Trying to work on pronunciation and clear, distinct, you know, you can tell what I just said as opposed to, I think he said this, but he might have said that. I'm not really sure because his words kind of jumbled together. I give up. I'm not going to win, am I? On that little whole business with the anyhow, anywho thing. Oh, dang, hang on. Let me fix this. try over here then. What you want to do if you're going stray fairy hunting is you want to make sure you freeze a block that's roughly in this corner, and you're going to hookshot yourself up here. And right up here, this is the first of few stray fairy chests that are really a pain to find, honestly. I mean, I'm not even kidding you. This, ugh. And to be honest, this is actually, of the few, this is actually one of the easier ones to get to, because the other, like, the last few, aside from the, ouch, 2 of them I can point out are in the room before the boss. Ugh. There's 3 of them in here that are really a pain to get to, like, they're really high maintenance. So, let me go ahead and drink some green potion here, guys. Excuse me for a sec. Gulp. That's not a bad idea. Let me drink some of my Coca-Cola here while I wait for this thing to cooperate. That doesn't happen every day. Anyway, the next area you're going to go to now that you have turned on all the valves and all the water is, excuse me, while I crunch ice here. Sorry, that's rather rude. How rude! You see that little target up there? Well, it actually is lined perfectly with that little geyser that we now have access to because we turned on all the water and valves. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Go ahead and get that out of the way, get that little pain in the booty done. And you'll see that this lever is actually a lot like that lever, or lever. Is it lever or lever? Heck if I know. I'm not an English major, so I don't know. I don't know how all of our words are pronounced correctly sometimes. Like seriously, for the longest time when it came to a word like I think it's pronounced correctly, margarine, I used to call it margarine for a while, and of course my mom, whenever she heard me or anybody else that actually knew how to pronounce it correctly, they'd sit there and snicker and laugh and like, hee hee hee. Clearly, you need to educate yourself, and I'm like, oh, stuff it. Just because I'm not an English major doesn't mean you can trump me and everything. I bet you I got your number in video games, at least the majority of the people I've talked to. So one thing you can be proud of, if you're not really good at math or English, you know, you can at least say if you love playing video games and you're really good at it, there you go. That's something at least. And don't anybody try and tell me that that video games will serve no purpose. Trust me, they do. Like seriously, I actually saw this image of this one guy who was on like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and there was a question for $2,500. It's a really easy one, of course, for the majority of people. It was asking essentially the question, what popular game series starts off with Legend of, and it goes ... and had its 25th anniversary in the year blah 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 blah. I think it's 20th actually, maybe, I don't know, I didn't check, but he had the choices Donkey Kong, Mario, Sonic, and not burp, but Zelda. And he answered Donkey Kong, to which a lot of people, this was on my Facebook page actually, one of my friends' Facebook pages. And basically they were like, oh, facepalm, shame, why do I live on this planet? There's a lot of comments like that. It was kind of funny, but hey, that's one thing I can guarantee, that sometimes you might actually have some trivia on video games that you play. So anyway, little random topic. Now that we have actually, I don't know if you realize this, but we've actually changed the direction in which way the water will actually flow, as opposed to going, I couldn't tell you if it's clockwise or counterclockwise. Don't hit the wall, jeez. Okay, yeah, it's now flowing in a counterclockwise direction as opposed to clockwise. Actually, no, it's now flowing in a clockwise direction because clockwise means right, counterclockwise means left. You just have to, the way I help remember that for those who are curious as to how you can tell the difference is if you picture a clock in its hand, it always moves clockwise, which is to the right. So, anyway. Now that we've had the water changed and we are able to enter this room, and you may have noticed some familiar surroundings. When we were going underwater, you saw those two, what were they called? Lescos, Dexitos, Bexitos, I don't even remember. I don't pay attention to these names enough, honestly. I probably should, 'cause, you know, you never know. There might be $1 million question on it, for all I know. Anyhow, you're going to come in here, and you're going to shoot that waterfall with an ice arrow, and that'll cause this water wheel to freeze and of course, in the process, it'll allow these platforms to stop moving. However, I would advise you to hang tight for a moment because there are 2 chests in here. Count them, 2 chests. You'll see them on the bottom right of the map. One of them is a little bit easier to get to because all you have to do is kind of climb on this water wheel and carefully climb to the very top of it and use your hookshot to get to this first one. It's actually really easy. It's not too bad, really. Boom, that's one of them. This is one of the high maintenance ones I was actually referring to. The other chest that's actually in here, and this one actually took me forever to figure out and find. It's right down over there, that little small, dinky little opening that is really hard to see. Yeah, you can actually hookshot yourself in here. I don't know how they expected anybody really to see that. Oh yeah, I should probably explain this. To cancel out any frozen waterfalls, all you gotta do is shoot a fire arrow and you'll melt the ice. Pretty simple, and if you know your basic chemistry, there you go. It's not too hard to understand. And we're gonna go ahead and repeat the process here. Normally there would be probably a lot of cutting and editing, but because I know how to get those 2 chests in like one shot, this actually makes things a lot easier for me. Not that you guys care really, but still, I'm just like, yeah, go me. Hoorah for that. Alright, so let's go ahead and... Oh, jeez. I thought I was going to have to, like, redo that. I would have been a really unhappy camper if I did. Okay, so... To proceed through the game, actually, if you're not stray fairy hunting, you're going to come across that water wheel, come in here. And this room. Oh, it's not really too bad. Because what you want to do is you want to use this teeter-totter looking thing, and you're going to have that defrosted so you can... Actually, you know what? I know what you... Yeah, you're going to have that defrosted so you can have this pushed down, and it'll stay down. So that way when you climb over here, you'll actually be able to climb across and use this to get up to that point up there. But a bit of a word of advice for those who are stray fairy hunting, actually. Right down in here, let me go ahead and get this Zora mask on. Hopefully I don't grab onto the edge accidentally. Ah, dang it. Every time, it never ceases to amaze me. Anyhow, underneath there's a barrel here. If you smash it with Zora Link, you'll be able to, or Maiku Link, you'll be able to grab it. That's our 12th one. There's still actually another stray fairy in here, so hang on to your undies, because we ain't done yet, trust me. This is where things get a little like, huh? What? You gotta kind of like stop and look at the ceiling, actually, you know, look up. You know, because normally you just like boom, 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 and go, and then hit the next switch or light the next torch, but in this room you actually have to stop and think, okay, if I do this, what's it gonna do? That's basically what this temple's designed about, you know, every action has a, what's the word I'm looking for? A different result. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. You just have to determine what action you would or what result you need to determine what action you should take. So you're going to go ahead and use the fire arrows and carefully make sure that you're on the correct side of the teeter-totter to get up here. And you must actually come up here before you leave the room in order to pull this lever. And I think this is the absolute last lever before the final boss room. So you're going to need to do this in order to complete the temple, actually. Now, before you jump down, which hopefully I won't accidentally jump down, because I'll be really unhappy if I do, you're going to want to come on this pipe, or walk across this pipe carefully, use a shield to get rid of this guy. Make sure you don't fall off. I mean, you can shoot him with an arrow, but I usually don't have much luck with that. And then you're going to go ahead and put the Zora mask on, and strangely enough, Zora Link is actually taller than Link, so you can actually climb up here as him, whereas Link, you can't quite reach it. Then you're going to walk across this little pipe here carefully, and you'll see this opening right here. Be careful when you get down, because you're going to want to stay on this end here, because you'll notice that there's a gap there, and you don't want to over jump it, of course, either, to where you jump over this fencing. And then lastly, you're going to take a hook shot, and hook shot right over here to this chest, and by golly, oh, that was a mouthful. If you thought that was a mouthful for me to say, let me tell you, that was a heck of a job to do. I mean, seriously, dude, don't come up behind me. Don't do it. No, just no. There are no backstabbers in this temple. What is this? I don't even. Oh, okay. All right, now To proceed forward with the temple, since you now have the lever, assuming you have the lever pushed, lever, again, I don't know if it's pronounced lever, I just pronounce it lever usually. And occasionally I'll pronounce it lever just for kicks and giggles, because it sounds cool, I don't know. Okay. And then upon entering this room, you'll notice, wow, this looks oddly familiar. Sure enough, this is the room we found the compass in, and this was also the room we went ahead and turned on that one pipe so we can get that geyser going and rolling. But there's a slight difference in this room that you may not notice directly unless you were to sit down and kind of look at things. If you notice, instead of going through that, let's try that again. Entering that way, we're actually exiting that way because of the way the water is pulling. Kind of a neat little, emphasis on the fact that the water is going a different direction, and because of that, you're going to be entering different places. The last place you're going to go ahead and enter is actually in this room, the bottom floor. And it's really the easiest room to go through because, again, it's the room before the final boss, so it's not too bad, really. But again, for those of us, I'm raising my hand, who are looking for stray fairies, you're going to want to pay attention because there are a couple more in here, and these are your last two. The first, actually, is underneath this little pedestal-looking thing, and we're going to go ahead and use, not the lens of truth. I just got through talking about that, that's probably why I thought I needed that. We're going to use the Great Fairy Mask, and let that come to us. Okay, cool. And now, if I get a second to pause, I'm going to go ahead and grab the Zora link, put on the Zora mask, or Maiku mask, whatever you want to call it. I always call him Zora Link, but he's technically Maiku, I guess. You're going to come right here without getting too close to the hole, because that hole will actually pull you in with the way the current is. You're going to pop that bubble. You can go in after the stray fairy to get it, which is probably the way you should do it if you're trying to do it like a boss, as they say. But if you're like me, and you know for a fact that you're going to miss, just go ahead and stick with the safe route and just simply put on the Great Fairy Mask. Very simple, very easy. Okay, well, while that's doing that, let's go ahead and climb up here. Glow ahead. No glow. Go ahead. I almost said glow. Oh my gosh, really? Come on. Don't fail me, English. And there we go. We found the last stray fairy. For the very last switch in this temple, you're going to pull this lever, whatever. Sorry, I didn't mean to intentionally, I didn't mean to, rhyme there. It was just, that kind of came across differently than I imagined it would. You would, after pushing that lever, or pulling it, one of the two, you'll notice this geyser comes up, and of course, it leads right up to the ever so lovely boss door. That's right, folks. Here's the boss door. We don't have time for that, unfortunately, so you guys are going to have to see us. We're going to have to see each other next time on Let's Play Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Love you all very much. Please don't let your tails fly up. Ask a question in the video. Which is your stronger subject? Are you stronger in your English language, or Iberia, I should say, are you stronger in grammar in whatever language you are speaking, or are you stronger in mathematics? Leave it in the comments, and take care, y'all. Peace.